friends. I was talking about some private episodes, and I just want to make some few comments more about that. I promise I will come back and tell more about my grandma's situation after I figure out what and when things have happened. And then, of course, I'll be very open-minded in the situation to notice what will be said to me from different kind of person I have decided I would contact very soon. And when I was talking about the window looking stalker, when he said sorry I did it to me, then he also said that he has been going around for a long time wondering how he could apologize to me. It has really been something that has felt a lot inside of him. So there we have an example of a person and how we people can end up to act when we do something wrong. We know the symbolism of the what is it called, this big bird who stick the head in the sand and think nobody can see you. Many times we try to hide our problems just by closing our eyes. And in this situation we have a fine example for a person who has done something he should have not done, and he realized it. And when he realized it, he ended up to give himself a lot of pain by not do what he could to correct the situation in the best way possible. He ended up to decide to go and suffer for years until he suddenly ended up to say sorry and get the forgiveness that can release him from this inner pain of wrongdoing and shame, I assume he has been filled with. I just get the thought that in a way it's exactly the same thing system do when they again I mentioned my child case because I can see relations or a similarity between so many things in life and what has gone on in my child case and the consequences of it. It is very similar to many other things that is going on in our world and in life. When a system, they can see that something bad is actually coming out of their actions, then they do not want to go in and correct it and make it better or go another direction for making it better. They just let the damage happen, and you see as a snowball rolling down a hill, it just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And the system just try to hide it. And in the process, it's end up to create an even bigger problem. But I also mentioned the person whom I said no to help and end up to say yes anyway. And it must have been connected to that he came too close to me in the talk, so he invaded my space. So that could be the reason. I could somehow have been manipulated without even knowing it, to get so much sympathy for him because he was close to me. So I ended up to say yes to help him, even though I really didn't want to, and earlier I had said no. But today I went down and knocked his door, and I said, as it was, I simply cannot do it. I don't understand why I have said no and no and no, and then I end up to say yes to you anyway sometimes. And that really is something that bothers me, I said. Then I go against my own will somehow, and it makes me feel bad about myself, inside myself. I do get a lot of bad feelings out of it, so I cannot and I will not, and you have to find another. And I had also one in mind who are doing cleaning jobs over here, and at this little spot on Earth. And yeah, but I think it's because he wants to pay it in the black way, you say, without taxes and so on. And I'm not sure she take an hour here and there where she do not tell it to the tax company. But in the end, before I said goodbye and went home again, he came with a little comment where he says, "Now I don't hope it's so bad so you do not want to say hi to me when we meet on the street," he said. I said, "No, of course not. Of course I would do that. I would, it's not that way. Of course I will say hi to you." So somehow in between, and this man I have experienced a couple of times. That's also why I have some not nice vibrations towards him as a person. And you can say, why should I not say hi to him if I meet him in the streets? It makes me think in the direction, did he really do it to me somehow to get some kind of control over me? Because if you can make a person work for you and you can decide over them in a way, then you are in the power of this person. And I have a bad feeling about him because other things he has said earlier where I could have a suspicion he has been a part of something not very nice towards another person. And I have a suspicion that he has realized I maybe have put two and two together. So he somehow have realized I could be a problem for him. Because I maybe know or have a suspicion about something where the suspicion could be right. So you can say I could be some kind of enemy to him, or he looked at me as an enemy. So I can see he could be a danger for me if I get too close into make him have control over me in different ways. So I'm glad I ended up to not help a person where I have these bad feelings. But another thing, a positive thing happening, is is that I have got a lot of different materials from a place where they take down a house, and instead of just taking the things away to garbage, they have said that people who can use the things can just come and get it. So I have been out and taking down lots of different things, wood of different kind, and I have decided I will try to build a little garden house. So that is my spring and summer project. I have seen a lot in the internet about the people who build such a little garden house, cabin, something, and most of them are men, and they normally use 1 or 2 days to do it. But I know if I should do it, it will take a lot of more time. A very fine example for that sometimes it is easier to be a man in different ways when you are going to make things in that size and things of that kind. Of course, I know there are women who are carpenters who could do it just as good as a man, but I know I cannot. I think I can do it, maybe with a little help in between, but I cannot do it in 1 or 2 days. So that will be my spring project, and I believe it will succeed for me. It will not be perfect and nice in the perfect way and its old materials, but I'm pretty sure I can make something that I will be happy and satisfied about. So even though I know I'm not making enough videos to try to make people up, but as I've told, it hits me hard on my energy level to do that. And I think people really are like the bird who stick the head in the ground. If they have not realized something is totally wrong in the world, so many things, they smashed it in our face daily, that they are having fun cheating us in different ways with the truth. So in between it feels a little hopeless to wake people up. And I also see the proofs are everywhere, so you can go into one thing and suddenly you realize something that is even more bad. I have started with the teeth and the destruction of our teeth, and every day in everything that happens I can see there are some stupid things and crazy things and laughable, and so I have decided I maybe will make some kind of short videos, very short, where I just notice some I just make a little comment about something that is going on to make people think, that was weird. That was a little weird. Something must be wrong here. Something must be going on here. That is not okay. But let's see, one day at a time. So that's the way I come through my day and have good feelings with myself and my mind, so I can handle life even though is not the best situation I'm in. But have a good day, my friends.